Hi, welcome back to the laboratory. In this video, we're going to be building a tail rotor and a tail wing for the custom restoration of the Adventure Team helicopter. As you can see, the paint has dried. Sunbeam yellow Krylon. Looks pretty good. And we went with some orange for the blades and for the tail part. Okay, what we're going to do here to make this is, I bought these at Hobby Lobby. Aero Props, it was $3.99. It's one of those little toys where you just simply stick the propeller in here and you spin it between your hands and it takes off and flies. I bet you a lot of you guys remember those from being kids. I sure do. And in this particular pack, I had a green and an orange blade and a green and an orange launching tube. So that gave me the materials that I needed to make a prop. And what I'd done was I cut it down a little bit to about the right length, rounded the edges, sanded them down, and I cut out the center by the hub here so it would, look a little more realistic. Okay, the plan is take this old beat up helicopter blade, which I had a spare of. I've already cut it, as you can see, to a length that looks about right. We'll slide into here like this, and I will mount the propeller right on here. We'll grind this down with a bench grinder or something like that until it fits that hole in the hub. Then attach it with a screw and a washer, something like that. And of course then we'll paint it up. I believe I'll just paint this orange like the rest of it, or maybe yellow. Leave it yellow, we'll see. Anyhow, that is the plan, how I'm going to do this, and this will obviously be glued in place. So without further ado, I'm going to go over to my bench grinder and we'll cut off the protrusions here so I have less grinding to do. Okay, I guess we'll be grinding those. And we'll take it down to the size, so the blade like that. Okay, I'm gonna go get that ground, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Hold tight. Okay, this is my bench grinder, and as you can see, we're going to very carefully take the blade, grind this end down. You have to be real careful doing this to plastic. If you overdo it, obviously that's no good, and you don't want the plastic to get too hot. Very gentle pressure against it, and hold it on there as straight as you can. You could use a Dremel tool or some other object or some other type of precision tool to do this, but this I found is a little faster, and taken with the proper care, it works just fine. I'll probably wind up using a razor blade to carve it down a little bit as well, so it fits really good once I get this done. Alright, let's see how we're doing. Alright, fits in there a little bit yet, just to begin with. Need to grind it down some more. Oh, another word on this. Normally I don't like messing up vintage pieces, but this blade was so shot, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't much good anyway. full of pits and scratches. I just decided it would be better to, and of course building this tail rotor with vintage pieces makes it kind of cool as well. Alright, let's see what kind of fit we got now. Still needs some more. And we're getting to the point where I'll be wanting to use a razor blade to cut it down now instead of grinding. Like I said, nice and careful, slow and easy does the trick. Alright. Let's chest fit it again. Getting closer. Could also carve out the inside of this a little bit too, if need be. And the plastic melts a little from the heat. Just kind of pick those pieces off. Okay. I'm at the point now where I'd much rather be using a blade to cut this, or to form this. So I'm going to cut this down just a little more, and then we'll go to the razor blade. Okay, back this way. All right. Now we have it fit on there, so it fits. Now we just need to trim this down a bit. For that, I'm going to use this blade and very carefully just trim it off a bit until the rotor fits on there and spins freely. Roughly round in shape, cylindrical. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, looks about right, eh? Okay, you can see we got a little bit more there. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to cut this end off. I'm not sure how I'm going to attach it to here permanently yet. Maybe a screw It looks a little thin to be using a screw. Perhaps I'll pin vise it or pin drill it and just run the wire out here and bend it over on the end. Something like that. In fact, that's probably what I will do. That seems to be the smartest solution. Anyhow, and then put it in here, and it should look pretty good. I do believe I've just decided to leave the tail fin piece yellow as well. We'll just blast it with a good coat of the same stuff I used on the body. Okay, that's how that's going to go together. I've done a lot of videos with pin drills and pin vices before. I think that I've shown that, but we can do it again. Okay, after a little experimentation here, I've decided that what we're going to do is we're just going to use our handy dandy little pin drill here. Get a piece of baling wire coming from here and through the hub, and then I'll just bend that wire over. I'll drill a hole through here too. So without further ado, let's make that happen. Pretty soft plastic, it shouldn't be too big a deal. Yep, there we go. Right through already. Okay. And then the same thing here. Right in the middle. And if I was going to give this to a kid to play with, I'd probably come up with something a little sturdier. But it's just going to sit on my shelf and look cool, so we're good with this. Maybe in the future I'll find a tiny enough screw. But for right now, this will work just fine. I highly recommend buying one of these if you don't have one. This makes repairs really easy. I've done several repairs, and it also makes fabbing stuff up like this look pretty good too. I've posted videos of fixing various things using baling wire and a pin drill. This is one of the best buys I've ever made for my G.I. Joe work. We're going to take it all the way down to the end of the drills bits here, because it's roughly that deep. just for added strength. I know me, every once in a while I'm going to want to just spin that blade. Okay. Got some baling wire here. Find the end of it. There we go. Alright, stick a piece in there. Down to the bottom, straighten her out a little bit. How far are we going to have to go? Right there. So we'll cut it off and leave a little extra. Alright. Slide the blade over. Whoops. Come on. There we go. Okay. And all we got to do is glue the wire in the hole, cut off a little more, bend that over to hold it on, and voila, we're done. Success. Anyhow, thanks for watching my little fab video here. I'm really pleased with how this turned out. Little glue or something, I think, here to, whoops, we're going to do it this way. Put a little glue on it or something, or perhaps I'll use the pin vise to make a few more holes and run some wire through there in order to hold it on. I haven't decided yet, but either way. All right, excellent. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you learned something from it. I hope it helps you make your own modifications and fixing of things. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time in Mike's Laboratory.